Here we go.
Running.
Oh, no!
I ran until I...
How is it going today? Loyalist Kingdom, my name is Dwayne.
My name's Jasmine.
And we're Dwayne and Jazz, and I know
y'all see this.
I know y'all
see the red on this hoodie.
Yeah.
But this is the prototype, guys. Because we're not releasing it yet. We want it to release in May, okay?
Yup.
Now, this is our question for you all. Because you all said that you wanted red hoodies and everything like that. Y'all been spamming like crazy. Like, when is red coming
Royal
out?
red. When is red, Royal?
So we're like, okay, cool. So we're going to do red for you guys. But we don't know if you guys want red with black writing.
Like this?
Or, yeah, like this. Or do you guys want red with white writing? And how we have it right now, we have red with the black. And then the inside of the hoodie is black as well. So it looks kind of cool.
So these are thin though. Other ones were
these
thicker.
are thinner ones.
These are thin for the summer, it keeps you warm but also cool at the same time.
Exactly. So you can still wear it like, at night you won't be like too hot. You're not feeling like you're wearing a winter coat or anything like that. And so we're going to have a poll for you guys. It's going to pop up somewhere in this video. And we're just going to have you guys vote on whether you want the black with red or black with white. So just let us know.
But anyway, we have 14 more horror stories animated compilation 2016 by Llama Arts, narrated by Mr. Nightmare. So go check both those channels out.
Yes, this is our part 3, guys.
Part 3 of 2016. Yep. So let's dive on in.
All right.
The Missing Lighthouse Keepers.
It's like It's like what?
No, the animation.
On the coast of Scotland, where 3 lighthouse keepers lived and were responsible for keeping the building intact. One day, when their monthly supply ship dropped in, the island was silent. No response from the lighthouse keepers. Eventually, the captain and some crew members went to investigate and found a disturbingly empty lighthouse. 2 of the 3 waterproof coats were missing from their hangars, and the kitchen was left in a state as if people had left in a hurry. The lighthouse log only added more mystery to the situation. The log described how one of the keepers wouldn't talk, and the other continuously cried for hours. All this pain and fear seemed to be coming from what was referred to as a powerful storm looming in the distance. However, this begs the question, why were they so scared of a simple storm? They should have been safe in the brand new lighthouse, right? The log goes on to talk about how they all sat close together and prayed for the storm to be over. The final log states, the storm has passed, the skies are calm, and God is over all. Their bodies were never found, and the cause of their death is still a mystery to this day. The most accepted theory is that they somehow got swept out to sea during the storm, never to be seen again. But one final detail remains, one that scared the captain and his crew to the bone.
Who wrote the last
The powerful storm described in the log didn't exist.
What?
There were no storms reported in the area. In fact, the skies were calm all day.
Somebody trying to do a cover.
Ghost? Ghost? I don't know, maybe. I don't know. Night shift stories. 7-Eleven.
I was called in to do the night shift, 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. at 7-Eleven, since somebody called out. The store was located on a busy road in a rather quiet and rural area. During the night shift, you could expect anywhere from 10 to 20 people come in to buy a beer or something else.
Or rob you.
This one particular night, there was this one guy, mid-20s, that came in. He started making weird noises, like loud yelling noises. I assumed he had some kind of mental disability. In fact, my brother has a mental disability, so I immediately felt sympathy for the guy. He walked up to the counter without any items, with his head facing me, but his eyes were looking up at the ceiling.
Man, like
I felt uncomfortable. I honestly didn't know how to deal with it. I tried speaking with him, but he only responded in loud noises.
Yes.
I kept checking if he was with someone outside, but he was alone. There weren't any cars in the parking lot, so I assumed he walked. He stood there for so long, looking up at the ceiling and making noises, that I tried to get him out by handing him a bag of chips and telling him he could go. I tried finding some kind of number to call for someone to help him. Then, out of nowhere, he finally turned around and walked out of the store. I felt so horrible for the man, but at the same time, I felt a bit creeped out. About an hour later, the phone on the counter rang.
Not picking it up.
I picked up to hear the familiar yelling sounds of the man from earlier.
What the hell?
It caught me off guard. I didn't know what to think. Other than this has to be some kind of prank.
No.
I hung up on them.
Time
Now
to get the
becoming
gun.
paranoid of my surroundings.
Well, you ain't getting your
Constantly
gun.
checking the outside through the windows.
Oh, you taser.
Come 4 o'clock, the person working after me came in, finally allowing for me to go home.
Thank
It
you.
wasn't my problem
Man.
anymore. I got home and threw all my stuff on the table,
Your coworker
ready to
died,
get to
right?
sleep.
Watch.
But my phone rang within a minute after entering the door.
Uh-oh.
I felt a
Same
chill run
dude.
down my spine. Why would someone be calling at 4 a.m.? I could only imagine it was bad news. I braced myself and picked up the phone to hear the man again. I felt sick to my stomach as I listened to the loud noises he made. I struggled to slam the phone to the receiver. All night, I felt like I was being watched,
He is.
even with all the blinds shut. And I could swear I heard strange noises coming from all over my house. I refused to get any sleep until the sun came up. Weeks passed and I had forgotten about the incident until one day, when going into the basement for the first time in a while, I found that papers had been scattered all over the floor. And when I went
He's
into the
in your
basement
house.
closet, I found writing on the walls. 7-Eleven had been written in Sharpie on the wall, along with the address to the 7-Eleven I worked at and my house address. The most disturbing part, I also found various kitchen knives, along with a large pocket knife sitting in the closet. What started out as seemingly just an innocent
Needs to
person,
move.
turning into something of a prank, ultimately turned into something much more horrifying. He had been living down there for God knows how long, and I'm just grateful that, for whatever reason, he changed his mind and left, because I haven't seen or heard from him since.
That is, how you not know nobody's in
All
your
I can say
basement?
is
That's what I'm
that man is
saying.
dangerously ill.
Like, you hear noise. Like, I know you don't check out the noise, but you know, you gotta check it out sometimes if it's happening for a long period of time.
That's, come
About
on.
5 years ago, I lived downtown in a major city in the U.S. I've always been a night person, so I would often find myself bored after my roommate, who was decidedly not a night
He stays
person,
up
went to
so
sleep.
long.
To pass the time, I used to go for long walks and spend the time thinking. I spent 4 years like that, walking alone at night, and never once had a reason to feel afraid. I always used to joke with my roommates that even the drug dealers in the city were polite. But all of that changed in just a few minutes of one evening.
Think I don't go outside though.
It was a
No.
Wednesday, somewhere between 1 and 2 in the morning, and I was walking near a police-patrolled park quite a ways from my apartment. It was a quiet night, even for a weeknight, with very little traffic and almost no one on foot. The park, as it was most nights, was completely empty. I went down a short side street
He's
in
just
order to
asking
loop
to
back
be
down my
like robbed or
apartment
something.
when I first
Exactly.
noticed him. At the far end of the street, on my side, was the silhouette of a man dancing. It was a strange dance, similar to a waltz, but he finished each box with an odd forward stride.
Nick.
I guess you could say he was dancing. I did cheering for me. Deciding he was probably drunk, I stepped as close as I could to the road to give him the majority of the sidewalk to pass me.
Why are you
The closer
walking
he
that
got,
way?
the more I realized how gracefully he was moving.
I don't
He
care
was
how
very
graceful it is.
tall
It's
and
weird.
lanky and wearing an old suit. He danced closer still, until I could make out his face. His eyes were open wide and
Oh
wild.
my
Oh,
god.
no.
Tilted back slightly,
Looking like
looking
a
off at
titan.
the sky. His
Yeah.
mouth was formed in
Oh.
a painfully wide cartoon of a smile.
Oh my god.
Between the eyes and the smile, I decided to cross the street before he danced any closer.
You gonna
Would
run
you
up?
run
I
after
felt
you?
free to cross the empty street. As I reached the other side, I glanced back, and then stopped dead in my tracks. He had stopped dancing and was standing with one foot in the street, perfectly parallel to me.
Oh
He
no.
was facing me, but still looking skyward, smile still wide on his lips. I was completely and utterly unnerved by this. I started walking again, but kept my eyes on the man. He didn't move. Once I had put about half a block between us, I turned away from him for a moment to watch the sidewalk
No.
in front of me. The street and sidewalk ahead of me were completely empty. Still unnerved,
Time to
I
start
looked
running.
back to where he had been standing to find him gone. For the briefest of moments, I felt relieved, until I noticed him. He had crossed the street and was now slightly crouched down.
Oh.
I couldn't tell for
He's
sure
gonna
due
move.
to the distance and the shadows, but I was certain he was facing me. I had looked away from him for no more than 10 seconds, so it was clear that he had moved fast. I was so shocked, and I stood there for some time, staring at him. And then he started moving toward me again.
Alright, here we go, man.
He took giant, exaggerated, tiptoed steps, as if he were a cartoon character sneaking up on someone. Except he was moving very, very quickly.
No!
No!
Run.
Was he just standing
I
there?
ran away or pulled out my pepper spray or cell phone or anything at all.
Run.
But I didn't. I just stood there, completely frozen, as the smiling
Why?
man crouched toward me. And then he stopped again, about a car length away from me. Still smiling a smile, still looking to the sky. When I finally found my voice, I blurted out the first thing that came to mind. What I meant to ask was, "What the fuck do you want?" in an angry, commanding tone. What came out was a whimper. What the fuck? Regardless of whether or not humans can smell fear, they can certainly hear it. I
Yeah.
heard it in my own voice. That only made me more afraid.
Well, you better run.
But he didn't
Yeah.
react to
Time
it
to
at
run.
all. He just stood there, smiling. And then, after what felt like forever, he turned around, very slowly, and started dance walking away. Just like that. Not wanting to turn my back to him again, I just watched him go, until he was far enough away to almost be out of sight.
There you go.
And then I
Exactly.
realized something. He wasn't moving away anymore, nor was he dancing.
He
I
stopped.
watched in horror as the distant shape of him got bigger and bigger. He was coming back my way. He was coming back my way, and this time he was running.
Oh!
Time to run.
I ran until I was off the
Why you-
street,
You
back
better
onto a
go.
lit road with sparse traffic. Looking behind me then, he was nowhere to be found. The rest of my way home, I kept glancing over my shoulder, always expecting to see his stupid smile, but he was never there. I lived in that city for 6 months after that, and I never went out for another walk.
Again.
You
There was
better
something about
not.
his face that
not
always
again.
haunted me.
The big
He didn't
eyes.
look drunk. He didn't look high.
Mm.
He looked completely and utterly insane.
Oh, Jesus,
That
he looks
joke-
scary.
oh.
It was a very, very scary thing to see.
Oh
Jesus,
my
he looked disturbing.
goodness.
My eyes kind of remind me of you, Jasmine, but I'm just playing.
Alright. No.
I'm just
You're
playing,
gonna be
but no.
sleeping one night and I'm gonna just look at you
Better not.
like that and then
Ah! You know my reflexes. I remember Jasmine tried to scare me one time, and
tried to
the
scare
first
her one
reflex I
time.
did was trying to. I hit her or something by accident.
No, you almost hit me. You didn't.
Yeah.
It was like I scared him. Like I was sitting there with the camera with my phone. Cause it was like an in the moment thing. And then like I sit there with the camera. And then like he came and I was sitting behind the corner. And he came
Yeah.
this way.
Yeah, that was it.
I
Yup.
came out and then he was like, he was like, Jasmine, don't you dare.
I couldn't control myself. She scared me so much. Like, ah! Like my body.
And then he stopped realizing it was me.
Yeah,
But
this was cocked. It was, you know, when you scare somebody and then, I don't know, it's like fight. It's called fight or fight.
Yeah, we got the fight.
She scared me, so my fist balling up. Like,
It was like, ooh. But this last one was the worst one I've seen.
Mhm.
You don't, first of all, I don't know what you're doing walking at 2, 3 a.m. in the morning.
that's when
Just
the freeze come out. And
Yeah, like that's the time. Like 12, you still kind of maybe okay.
Yeah.
But like 1, 2, nobody's outside just to be friendly, okay?
Mhm.
They trying to rob you or kill you or something like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Then you decide to walk past the crazy dude that you see dancing.
Mhm.
I would go the other way. Like out wherever I came from, I'm gonna go back that way and make
Yeah.
sure that he's not
And
following.
run.
Yeah.
3,
That man started running.
Came back.
started running and you sitting there looking at him like you better turn into Usain Bolt. Like you better go.
yeah,
Like you better
for
go
real.
right
He was
now.
like,
It was like he was like sprinting.
I was
Like
like,
that
yo.
wasn't just running. That was sprinting towards you. Like he was
Get out,
trying to win a
challenge.
race. Yeah, like that. And then he just turned away.
yeah. But yeah,
But that
man.
was scary.
I love these. We love horror.
We do.
We love anime.
We do.
This is what started us from reacting. But anyway, guys, I'm sorry talking. Anyway, guys, please comment below.
Don't forget to like,
Subscribe.
share.